Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Stone, and it is time for your grammar lesson this week. Something that I need to stress. I think that some of you are struggling on these grammar lessons, and I'm not really sure why. I'm hoping you're doing the lessons with me and everything, but something that you need to remember. If you don't understand something, you need to go to your home teacher and say, I don't understand this. I don't understand what she's talking about, and then they can help you. Now, I know it's going to take more time, and most of you want to get your grammar over with and done with, and no problems. But if you don't understand it, you're not going to be able to pass the quiz on Friday. So I really need for you to understand this. You should have been doing complete subjects and complete predicates for a while now, like even in third grade and everything. And so this is kind of just a review section of third grade and before. And so you really need to get a handle on this in order to understand some other stuff. So if you don't understand this, I really, really need for you to go talk to your home teacher about it and just say, I don't get this. So that being said, you should have your workbook. And I think I put a blue colored pencil on your assignment sheet this week, and when you see the lesson, I can't tell if I've circled things in blue or purple, so either one is fine. It doesn't matter to me. So I just want to make sure you're doing the lesson with me. So let's talk about simple predicates. Okay. The simple predicate is the most important word in the complete predicate. The simple predicate tells exactly what the subject does or is. Another word for simple predicate is verb. You are looking for the verb in that sentence. That's all predicate means, is verb. Sometimes the predicate of a sentence is just one word. Then the simple predicate and the complete predicate are the same. Most of the time, however, the simple predicate is part of the complete predicate. In the chart below, the simple predicates are shown in boldface. All right. On your quiz last week, I think some of you were struggling with when I said I wanted you to divide the sentence into a complete subject and a complete predicate, and I just had you use a red line to divide the two. I'm basically asking you to put it in this kind of a chart. You're putting your complete subject on one side of the red line, and you're putting your complete predicate on the other side of the red line. You've been doing this. It's just that maybe it was confusing to you because you'd never seen it like that and it was in a chart or something. I'm not really sure what. But on this week's quiz, you're going to be asked to take the sentence and divide it into complete subject and complete predicates again, just like I did on the last quiz. But instead of finding the simple subject, you're going to be looking for the simple predicate, which simple predicate is another word for verb. You're going to be looking for the verb in that sentence. So let's look at the chart. Okay, so it says everyone read. All right, this one's a pretty easy one. It's just two words. It is a complete sentence because everyone is my subject, read is my predicate, so it's a complete sentence. Now, in those cases, both of those, the complete subject and the simple subject, is everyone. The complete predicate and the simple predicate is the same. It's read. So that one's, I kind of wish they wouldn't have started off with that one, but they did. So let's look at the next one. It says all of us is the complete subject. Complete predicate, search for information. Now the complete predicate, search for information, you'll look inside of that. You find the simple predicate or the verb, which is searched. All right. Now, in that case, all of us, okay, is going to be the complete subject, and they've divided it into two parts. And so on your quiz, I'm going to ask you to divide it. I'm just going to ask you to use a red line in between them and not stick them in the chart. So you need to get used to being able to divide a sentence into the complete subject and the complete predicate. The next sentence, it says, our class planned a trip to Ellis Island. So the complete subject is our class. The complete predicate is planned a trip to Ellis Island. The simple subject, the verb, is planned. The next one says Ellis Island is in New York City. Ellis Island is a complete subject. Is in New York City is the complete predicate. Now, in this case, it's not an action verb, all right? It is going to be a linking verb. And so, it's going to be is. And those, I think those are the hardest ones to remember. The is, was, am, were, have, has, had. Those are also verbs or predicates, simple predicates. You just have to remember those because they're not as obvious as an action verb. The next one says, we rode a ferry boat to the island. We is the complete subject. Rode a ferry boat to the island is the complete predicate. I'm looking for the simple predicate or the verb, and it's going to be rode. The last one. Many tourists visit the Immigration Museum. Many tourists is the complete subject. Visit the Immigration Museum is the complete predicate. I'm looking for the simple predicate or the verb, and it is going to be visit. All right. So let's go ahead and go on to practice set A. And it looks something like this. It says the complete predicate in each sentence is in boldface. Circle the simple predicate in the complete predicate. So if you circle a word outside of the boldface words, you automatically know that it's wrong because it says that they've put the complete predicate in boldface. I'm going to look inside the complete predicate and I'm going to find the simple predicate or the verb, and I'm going to circle it and put it on the line. This one is going to be easier because you're going to usually see a pattern with the verbs. Okay, so the first one says this small island is in New York Harbor. Is in New York Harbor is a complete predicate. So what you need to do is you need to circle the word is and then write the word is on the line. Is the verb or the simple predicate. Number 2, Samuel Ellis owned the island at one time. Owned the island at one time is the complete predicate. You need to circle the simple predicate. Well, what is the verb in that sentence? What is the action that is being done? The action is owned. So you need to circle the word owned and then write it on the line. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to go through 3 through 10 on your own and see if you can figure this out. You're looking for the simple predicate, but another name for simple predicate is the verb. You're going to look specifically in the bold-faced words because that's your complete predicate. All right, so go ahead and circle those, write them on the line, and then we'll come back and check. All right, now that you have done 3 through 10, you need to look at 3. It says the federal government built a fort there in 1811. Built a fort there in 1811 is the complete predicate. You should have circled the word built and written it on the line. Built is the action. It's the verb. So simple predicate means verb. Number 4, the fort became an immigrant center in 1892. Became an immigrant center in 1892 is your complete predicate. So you're finding your simple predicate or your action verb in this case, and you are going to circle became and write it on the line. Number 5, immigrants went there for inspections. Went there for inspection is your complete predicate. You should have circled went and then written it on the line. Number 6, the government used the center for 62 years. Used the center for 62 years is your complete predicate. I'm looking for my simple predicate, which is another word for verb, and I should have circled used and written it on the line. Number 7, Ellis Island closed officially in November 1954. Closed officially in November 1954 is your complete predicate. I'm looking for my simple predicate or my verb, so I should have circled closed and written it on the line. A new project began in 1984. Began in 1984 is my complete predicate. My simple predicate or my verb is began, and I should have written it on the line. 2 left. Number 9. The island reopened as a museum. Reopened as a museum is my complete predicate. I'm looking for my simple predicate, which is another name for the verb, and I should have circled reopened and then written it on the line. Last one. Over 1 million people visit the museum each year. Visit the museum each year is my complete predicate. I'm looking for my simple predicate or my verb, and I should have circled visit and written it on the line. Now, hopefully, you have noticed a pattern. When we were talking about complete subjects, all right, and then we talked about simple subjects, I told you that you need to make sure about automatically circling the last word in the complete subject, because that's not the way it was always going to be. If you notice something here, usually, I say the word usually, if you're looking for the simple predicate in the complete predicate, it's either going to be the first word or it's going to be the first couple words. Like if you have a helping verb, like is walking or something like that, you would circle both of them as the simple predicate because that's your verb. So this does have a pattern. Usually the first word that you see, or the first 2 words in some cases that you see in the complete predicate, are going to be your simple predicate or your verb. Remember, simple predicate is another name for verb. So, I want you to practice with this. You should be practicing in your workbook. You'll have an assignment on Wednesday and Thursday. And listen, some of you guys are just, not really sure if you're going to the website that I put on Thursday's assignment for extra practice or whatever, because some of you guys are just acting like you've never seen this before. And some of you are telling me, I didn't know we had a quiz. Well, I've told you every week so far on these lessons that we're going to have a quiz on Friday. You're going to have a quiz again on Friday, and it's going to be over simple predicates. So I want you to really work hard on this, and maybe there's going to be something special. I don't know. Maybe everybody will get a sticker or something if we can just get everybody to 90% or above, and I think I'll even settle for maybe 85% and above. Let's just get the hang of it. Keep practicing, and just remember this week you're going to be looking for the simple predicate or the verb in the sentences. But you also need to remember how to divide a sentence. So like on number 1, let's go back up there for just a minute. If I'm going to, like on the quiz that we did on Friday, and I asked you to take a red pencil and divide the sentence into complete subject and complete predicate. Well, if I did that on the first sentence, then I would put a red line in between the words island and is. That's dividing my sentence into complete subject and complete predicate. If I were to do that on number 2, where would I put my red line? Well, I would put my red line in between Ellis and owned, because that's where my sentence should be divided into complete subject and complete predicate. So I would suggest, if you want to go back and you're struggling with the complete subject, complete predicate dividing of the sentences, then I would suggest that you go back and take your red pencil and go ahead and divide these sentences with your red pencil, so they'll give you practice for Friday. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you at school tomorrow.